Hey, so if consistency in your marketing has been a struggle lately, it's probably not for the reason you think. I'm Monique James, and I work with leaders who want to leverage AI without losing their clarity, their credibility, or their control. And in this brief conversation, I want to talk about why consistency is one of the most common pieces of marketing advice that we hear, and it's breaking a lot of people's marketing. I know. So I used to be one of those people. So my career in digital marketing started 1,000 years ago. Once upon a time, I was a social media manager and I taught workshops about social media. Remember Periscope? Anyway, I was one of those people who encouraged, who told, who beat the drum of just be consistent when it came to social media marketing, speaking specifically to small business owners. And back then, consistency meant for me the pace at which you publish. Just be on the channels and just get your content out. It was about volume, right? Over the years, as my education increased, as my expertise deepened, and my approach to marketing strategy developed, I recognized that in the saturated digital spaces that we operate our businesses in, consistency isn't just about posting more, but it is about saying the thing repeatedly over and over and over again. It was consistency with repetition and consistency with frequency, right? I feel like when marketers like me, when people who do this work, when we say just be consistent without defining what that means, people assume it means posting more. People assume it means showing up everywhere. People also assume that it means allowing AI to fill the gaps that they have. And that is how burnout sneaks in under the guise of strategy. These days, especially with AI being in the mix, I don't believe consistency is about volume. It's not only about volume because there are some marketing platforms where volume definitely matters, TikTok specifically. Consistency is not just volume, a it's also about making decisions. It's also about being clear. If AI is involved in your marketing right now, or if you have a intention, a goal of integrating AI into your marketing, consistency will require you as the leader deciding what message needs repetition. It will also require you deciding what problem you are willing to be known for. What do you want your brand to be known for? It also requires you to decide what doesn't need to be constantly reinvented. Because when those decisions do not get made, AI doesn't create consistency for you. What AI does is just create output, which is why you're doing a lot and nothing is happening. Without the output, without the clarity, without the guidance of those decisions being made, looks like content that doesn't technically align. Well, it sounds technically accurate, but it's not what you're looking for. It's not cohesive to your brand. It looks like content that one piece of content on its own stands okay, but when you put them together with your other pieces of content across your other channels, things look very disconnected. It looks like marketing that feels busy instead of directional. And that's not strategy. That's not consistency either. That is undecided marketing. And the thing is, the tricky thing about is AI is really good at filling that space. AI is really good at giving the impression that those gaps do not exist. That's the trick of it. That's the trick. If you don't decide what deserves consistency in your brand, AI will give you variety. That's what it will do. And that's where, as a business leader, that's where people get stuck. They get stuck because every single post sounds different. It doesn't sound like the content doesn't sound like it's coming from one brand. Every idea feels like a restart instead of a continuation or a deepening of expertise and brand message. Nothing compounds. Everything feels like step one. It's a constant barrage of step ones. AI doesn't know what matters unless you tell it what matters. You have to tell it. And the technology can't tell you what matters for your brand. When people tell me that AI, using AI makes their marketing feel harder, it makes things feel noisier, it it helps them create a lot, but somehow they feel less confident in their brand. That's because the technology is exposing the absence of consistency. It's exposing the clarity gaps. It didn't break anything, it just exposed the broken spaces that you, as the leader, didn't know you had. I believe now, sitting here today, many years past being the person that told business owners just to be consistent in publishing, I believe now that consistency in the age of AI comes from messaging discipline, not just from daily posting or chasing the hacks or doing the new thing or letting the tools lead. It is deciding what matters once and then allowing AI to amplify, allowing AI to reinforce the message across all of your formats so that whether you're posting on TikTok or on LinkedIn or on YouTube, or you're sending an email or you're writing a blog post, the messaging is the same. That's where AI thrives. It doesn't support your clarity if you're expecting it to fill your gaps. So, those types of decisions, AI, allowing AI to help you reinforce one message across multiple formats, creating a repeatable system, something that you can activate once and it's done, not something that you have to remember, something that is documented, something that you can brief your team on. You reduce that fatigue that comes from making decisions, especially about the marketing. You are making decisions every single day in the business of your business. And so you can leverage AI to help you reduce some of those marketing decisions that you will have to make simply because you, as the leader, have decided what is important, what matters, and then you put the technology to work to help you spread the message, amplify the message, publish the message. But those decisions have to come first. And so this is the kind of work that I am looking forward to helping more business owners, nonprofit leaders, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs do in my AI work sessions. I'm not teaching you prompts. I'm not encouraging you to chase trends. What I am doing is helping you decide what deserves your consistency. And then we build the system, the AI powered system to support it. So I'm looking forward to kicking off the January AI work session on January 24th, where we're going to build out your messaging system for the year, starting with those very important decisions that you as a leader need to make. I am not here to tell you that consistency these days is just about doing more. Sure, doing more is there. AI allows us to do that. But when you decide once and you repeat with intention, that's where AI really shines in your marketing systems. And frankly, that's the way that your business will grow and you will not be exhausted because of it. So, if this consistency gap is something that you've been wrestling with, you can learn more about the AI work sessions at aiworksession.com. I made it really easy for you. Consistency is a strategy. If you've been thinking that it's just a schedule, I want to encourage you to widen your lens. Join me on January 24th for the first AI work session of 2026. And I'll see you in the room later.